Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K.
Stay frosty.
What's going on, everyone? It's Ian K, creator, producer, and host of Peep This Out Reviews. Welcome to the live stream, guys. It is January 29th. Can you believe this month is almost over? Any second now, we're going to see all the peeps jumping into the chat over here. We've got 31 of you guys so far in the room, in the lobby, and I think it's going to grow as we go throughout the hour here. But thanks so much for joining me here right now. Let me give me, actually, you know what? If you could, like we always do in the beginning of these things, give me the thumbs up here in the chat. Let me know you can hear me okay and see me okay, and then that would just make my day, actually, to make sure that everything is cool. But it is great to be here with you right now. The Trips in the house here, jumping in here. We've got a whole host of people in here as well. And guys, shout outs to the super chatters already in the lobby, from Ed Keaton to Buzz7332. I appreciate you guys greatly. Of course, you guys are official sponsors of the channel. You'll find your names down below if you're catching this on the replay. Definitely thank you so much for all that you guys do for the channel always. And to all the amazing moderators here in the house. We've got Drew's Food Reviews. We've got E. Ricard. It is definitely on and popping tonight. Great to see you guys. It is crazy cold here in Southern Cali, guys, right now. We're in the 40s. And it is definitely chilly. Had a massive rainstorm last night that blew into town, and then throughout the day today. So it's kind of dried out a little bit right now, but it's very chilly still as well. So we'll get the live review started in just a second or two here, I should say. Of course, we're going to be doing two things tonight. One thing you're probably not going to think I'm going to do, and one thing most of you may assume that I'm going to do based upon some prior conversation, which is kind of remote, but we'll see who remembers some things from a few weeks ago. We'll see how this goes. Again, I appreciate you guys being here right now. Definitely smash the like button if you haven't already. Thanks to E. Ricard reminding you folks here in the chat as well. It is on and popping. So guys, just to start off really quickly here, because it's been a very eventful week. I was trying not to say anything about Pizza Hut last week on the stream with my contacts with that, naturally, for that Detroit style pizza. That was a blast to do, a very early pre-release situation with that. I was just going off of very little information, but what I was given, I basically put together what you saw. So if you guys enjoyed that video, let me see a pizza here in the chat right over here. That would be amazing. I had a lot of fun putting that together, and it was very delicious pizza at the same time. And yesterday, I actually came across the Church's Texas Tenders. If you guys haven't seen that review, that launched today as well. I happened upon that by having worked on my car, actually, at a location in El Monte, actually, which is like, there was literally a Church's right next door to where I go. And actually, I couldn't believe it. They were just, the guy was coming out, he was putting the stuff like on by the street. I saw stuff on the window. I'm like, what is this? And I was with the wifey, and we were just like, she's like, why don't you just review it? We have like 2 hours to kill. I figured, okay, I'll do everything with my phone. And it was a little shaky in the beginning and the ending, but we managed to go around to a park right around the corner from there, and I filmed that in the park. So it was a lot of fun to do. If you guys haven't checked out the Texas Tenders review, that was 100% filmed using my Galaxy device, and it was a lot of fun to put together, I gotta tell you. So lots of pizzas here in the chat. El Monte Nissan, no, it's a buddy of mine who has a local shop in that area. I was having some stuff done just very kind of lightly on my car, oil, things like that too, nothing crazy. Let's see here. So we've got John Churn, ABC interview, career prep. Great to see you. Thanks so much for the comment with that. We got Zach and Dad in the house as well. Outdoor dining is now open. That's true, Dom, but I am still avoiding it like the plague. LA is a hot zone right now, and it is one of the reasons I've been doing most of my reviews lately more at night or later in the day, as you guys may be noticing for that. Which, incidentally, my first back since I've gotten my car back, I'm back into the drive-through review. So if you guys haven't seen Tommy's, the original Tommy's, I've had a lot of people asking me for that throughout the years, I should say, and I finally got around to do that. But great to hear you guys. Finally, some of the comments that I've seen there, I have to answer a whole bunch of stuff, so we'll get back to that. SG, I like watching your videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, it is Friday, Zach and Dad. We got pizzas in the house here as well. That is so awesome to hear. Let's see here. Food Taster TV is in the house here. Randy Molina, very nice. Let's see. Sabres fan, what it be, what it do? What's going on from New York, man? Great to see you on here. Thanks so much. I always appreciate you jumping on, Sabre. I love the avatar. I love what you've got going over there. That's definitely you. That is for sure. Ed Keaton, of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate you jumping on. You and Bus7332 with the super chat donations again. Thank you so much for that, guys. And for anyone who wishes to be an official sponsor of the stream tonight, of course, take a look at the information down below. You'll find the multitude of ways to do that as well. Thank you so much for that. 3 times. So much, 4 times, I think. Let's see who else we've got in here. Jackie Hero Food Reviews. Thanks so much for jumping on. Nehemiah Sanders. Man, we got a full house jumping in here quick. We got 45 peeps up in the house here right now. And we're going to jump into this review really quick here in just a second. I might as well get myself kind of ready for this because I'm already feeling parched. It is so cold. Why am I drinking cold water? That's a good question, actually. All right, let's see. Who else do we have in the house here? Paul Martinez, thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Hello from Houston, Adriana. And Maryland, I believe, from earlier on there. Where was Maryland from there? I have to see what I typed actually way back in the thing here, but it's jumping all over the place already here. Ed Keaton, any thoughts on the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer? I cannot wait for it. And I'm telling you, if the rumors are true about Mechagodzilla being in this, which is probably going to be the case, I'm excited. I'm just so super excited. That trailer was ridiculous. I wore out that video on my screens, literally on my laptop, on my phone. It was so incredible. I can't wait. It's just even just the fights alone, it's going to be worth it just to see that. So I'm actually rewatching the original 1962, which is free here on YouTube. Actually, you guys should jump on over and do a search for that. You can watch the whole movie with ads right now, and as cheesy as it was, it has like a charm to it. So I'm up to the part where they kind of get onto Faroe Island to try and get the little berries and stuff to kind of meet the whole tribes group and everything, and that's when the Kong is introduced. But it's cheesy, but you can see the basis of where it's going to be coming from for the main flick, the updated one. Let's see here. Who else do we have? Michael Domayer, 17 degrees in Detroit. You got me beat, Mike. You got me beat. So yeah, definitely. You are an ice cube over there right now. I hope you're bundled up. I've got literally like 2 t-shirts on. I've got my hoodie. I've got a hat to kind of stay warm here. I am definitely cold right now. Spicy nuggets are back. Claw and go. Yes, actually, if you guys saw my IG story in the middle of this week, I actually went to the Stranger Things drive-into experience in LA, which was really, really fun. They converted like the whole outside of this mall area to be kind of like the entrance to Starcourt Mall. And they had like a whole little presentation to make it feel like it was your high school reunion. Then you actually went around to go inside the mall area, like the parking structure. You tune your radio to a particular station, and they had like, everything coming through like surveillance, footage, audio footage. It was like Russian, like we were going to be transported through. And it was, without giving too much away, you literally go into the Upside Down after a little acting sequence they do there with all kinds of pyrotechnics and things like that, characters, demogorgons running around. Then you get to the very top of the structure where they have like all of these screens up, and they had actors, they have people on pulleys. There was all types of stuff. It was really, really awesome how they did it. But the reason why I'm saying all that is because right afterwards we went to McDonald's, Claw and Go, and we got the spicy nugs. We got a 20-piece on the way back home because we were starving from just the whole thing. There was literally like an hour and a half for the whole thing that we did. It was like going to see a movie. So we were so hungry when we left there that we drove through and we saw that they had the spicy nugs, and sure enough, we got a 20-piece for the ride home, and it was awesome. So good times there. Good times with that. Let's see. SG, no, I am not just like Mahomes. He's a great quarterback. Okay, very cool. Very cool. You guys are all chatting away here. I love it. Chiefs fans, you guys excited for the Super Bowl a week from this coming Sunday? It's going to be a huge eating day, of course. We're doing the whole pizza thing and just basically social distancing. It's just my wife and I watching the game and having all kinds of food around. That was going to be pretty much it. So guys, we got 51 peeps in the house here right now. I think we've hit the mark here. If you guys are ready for this food review, let me see a thumbs up here in the chat. Pop a thumbs up over here in the chat if you can. And we're going to get into this right now. I'm very excited to give this thing a try because I've been meaning to do this since I did a variation of it about a week or so plus ago. Hint, hint, hint. So we're going to wait for those thumbs up. As soon as I see a bunch of those, we'll know you guys are ready. Outlaws Generation, what it do? Just did a review of the Detroit style pizza. Nice. It was bomb. Very cool. Yeah, definitely. Shout outs to Jesus and a Tortilla for that, actually. I was the first place when I saw the Chubum article, and I saw that he did this a year ago, a variation. There's actually something in my video about that, but really cool to have them testing this out there back then. So very, very, very slick. Apparently, I guess the cheese was still on the top, the sauce on the bottom, like traditional. It's not like the new version that came out there, but very blown away by when I popped the top on that and what I saw. When I did that super early review, I was like, literally, just like I said, very little information, but it was really, really good to do. Really delicious stuff there. Joel Nipper, we got the thumbs up. We got thumbs up from Zach and Dag. We got Jackie Hero Food Reviews. Shelly George, thanks so much for jumping on. Hey, I appreciate you guys being here right now. And yes, Dom, I am so glad spicy nugs are back. They were pretty awesome. And I got to admit, maybe just a little bit more heated than I remember when I reviewed them the first time. But the wifey was like, man, are these hotter? And I was like, I think so. They feel like they're a little bit more elevated. So we got burritos from Armando Baron Gaming, Nehemiah. Rony Boney, what it do? Thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. And I'm glad you're digging my Star Wars shirt. This is actually a different one. I've got a bunch of them actually, but this is a Death Star variant in there as well. So let's get into this review, guys. We are about to jump in here right now. And it is a good time indeed. Freddy Foodie King, where is he at? Is he in the house? Where is my boy Freddy? There he is. There he is. Channel's blowing up. Yes, doing really fun stuff. You know, I got to tell you, in terms of personalities, Joey is Joey. not to put you out there in terms of being for Joey, but obviously you know Joey, Freddie. But you guys have those personalities that are kind of infectious like that. So Freddie is really up on it with that there. He is really cool people right there. And obviously the channel's doing amazing. So congrats to Freddy Foodie King, of course. Good times indeed. Rony Boney, I am using OBS for my streaming. All this stuff I've designed myself, all these effects and everything like that I've gotten off of online, and I've put it all together for you right now into the format that you guys are seeing. So, guys, without further ado, we're jumping into this right now. It is time to go into a little flavor lit by fire from Carl's Jr. I stopped off a little bit late earlier today. Actually, I want to say maybe about 40 minutes ago. So this is still fairly fresh. Put this into the oven so that way it stays nice and warm. And just so you guys know, my boy Drew over at Drew's Food Reviews just did the triple variant of the Fiery Famous Star, by the way. So there's actually 3 different versions: the single, the double, which I did, the triple, which is available as well. You guys can find that on YouTube as well. Drew's Food Reviews has got it in there. But I thought what I would do with this one is do a variation of it that I've done for the others in the past. Larry Nguyen, I am not mad at you. How you doing? It's great to see you. Great to see you on here right now. I'm a one-man show. I'm trying to do it all for you. Believe me, I'm trying there. But Freddie, yes, Joey is my brother from another mother. You already know what it is. Guys, we are going to go fake meat style tonight. I thought we would try the Beyond Meat variant of the Fiery Famous Star. So if you guys are ready to see the Beyond Meat variant of this here, let me see a flame emoji here in the chat, because I'm all about keeping it interactive for you guys. If you're catching this on the replay, I want you to see all that good stuff over here. But the Fiery Beyond Burger is something that I definitely wanted to try, and I've done just pretty much every variation of the Beyond Meat. I did a sponsored variation of it for Carl's Jr. when they asked me to do it, and I've done just a regular variant of it, which was like a Western bacon cheeseburger, so to speak. Shelly George jumping in with the flame. We got Annette Cervantes jumping in with the flame. That's awesome. Very cool. But I wanted to try this variation because that fire sauce, if you guys saw my review recently of last week when we did the chicken, regular chicken tenders, the chicken tenders were boo-boo, but the sauce is the jam. So I got to tell you, this is pretty amazing in terms of just the sauce. If you want another perspective on this as well, take a look on over at Trav Tries, because he actually did this as well too there, and I checked out his recently, and the sauce literally lit him up as well. So good times with the fire goodness for what this is. But let's give this a shot, the Beyond Meat variant, and we'll see what's going on. Drew, I didn't ask for any extra sauce, but as they were making it, I saw they did a little bit on the top and then on the bottom too, but a very liberal amount. So I figured we were going to be okay in terms of what this goes. So what I'm going to do is, actually, here it is. Let me put some napkins over here because I want to try and give you an experience that is similar to how I review stuff. And let's see here. I'm going to cover this just in case. All right. So what we've got, let me actually put this around this way. I want to show it to you like I usually do, because I want you guys to kind of see the meat and all that stuff as well. So let me lift this up. We'll give this a shot very carefully. As you guys are going to see, we've got plenty of the fire sauce in there. We've got jalapenos. We've got pepper jack cheese. We've got more of the fire sauce that's on there. And then, of course, the fake meat. So let me actually swing this upside down so you guys can take a look at this. We'll see if we can kind of focus it somewhat. There we go. So this is the Beyond Meat, guys. It's basically pea protein and a whole bunch of other stuff here. So non-GMO, really pretty much a vegan option. So naturally there. So without the cheese, of course, if you want to limit it. I'm not sure if it's got some type of dairy that's in the fire sauce itself. But the patty itself is a lovely situation. And then the bottom of it We've got some onion. We've got some tomato, a very light piece of tomato, and I'm okay with that. You know how I feel about tomato. Leaf lettuce, which is pretty awesome. A lot of people thought that was CG lettuce on my thumbnail for my review, but it wasn't. It was the real deal. It was just done very, very nicely. And then plenty of the sauce in there as well. So let me slap this back on together. And the lettuce is kind of all over the place here, but let me just put this back together in the little burger diaper because it is absolutely slipping on me here. All right, so let me give you another look in the front. I'll let you guys talk amongst it there. Ian K does Carl's Jr. charge for extra sauce, Larry? No, they just gave me some for those tenders extra the last time, so there it is there. But naturally, if you guys have Hardee's, this should be available as well, all those variations. But again, the fake meat for Beyond, let's give this a go here, guys. This is going to be the Beyond, I believe it's just called the Beyond Fiery Famous Star, essentially is what it is. And to my knowledge, it's only a single patty. I mean, you could essentially, I guess, double up on it. I think at the time it was like $2 extra for like a secondary patty to go larger. So if you're looking at a triple, if you decide to do that, it's probably going to be well over $10+ for something like this. Your mileage may vary, but here on the West Coast, it's no joke. It's just no joke. So Annette says she loves Carl's Jr. Snack King Cole. I don't charge my wife for extra sauce either. Very nice, Snack. Very nice. He got snacks in the bag, and he's got jokes too. There you go. Snack's a good guy. Snack's a good guy. All right, so one last time. Here we go. This is going to be the Fiery Beyond Famous Star with plenty of the fire sauce. Look how much sauce is on the side right there, guys. It's no joke with this. And I've got a lot of it right here. So let me tuck this in for the lettuce. Let's do it. Oh, fire. There it is. Whoa. It's the familiar Beyond Beef flavor. It's not quite beef. It's not quite fake. It's kind of like in the middle. I'm so used to it now because I buy this and I make it at home. A fire is no joke. Hang on. Man. I got more of a concentrated blast from the last time out from those tenders. It's really, really spicy for me. I don't know why, but really strong. Let's get this in here. We'll get this focused. We'll give you some details. Let's see if we can get that to focus in. Hang on. We'll try and get this in the middle. There you go. All right. So there is a nice shot of the Beyond Meat on the inside over there. And as you can see, you know, it's the doppelganger for all beef patties. It really is. It looks really solid for what it is here, guys. The flavor is charbroiled. It really feels like it's an authentic burger type of appearance as well as mouthfeel. But you can tell it's just a little off in terms of the flavor. It's not quite beef. And that's okay because it's the alternative. But the nice crunchiness of the veggies underneath it, the jalapenos, that fire sauce, the pepper jack cheese is still non-existent, but the flavor of the overall just package of everything here together is nice. And of course, with the seeded bun that it's got too, nice quality on this, nice quality. Let's go for another couple of bites on this one. But guys, that fire sauce is really beginning to hit. It's really a showpiece for Carl's Jr. and Hardee's right now. And in terms of fast food heat, it's probably the most elevated up there for what's out there currently. So solid stuff. Let's do it. I do like spicy food, Ronnie. I do. But, man, I don't know how they do it, but even the pickled jalapenos on this, it adds overall. Man, it's very hot. SG, how hot is the fire sauce? On a scale of 1 to 10, this is a solid 7.5 up. I mean, it's really, really strong in terms of fast food heat, you know, for what it is. But I got to admit, I'm kind of enjoying this a little bit more on the Beyond Meat because, like I said, the flavor of the Beyond Meat, it's not quite beef, you know, for what it is, obviously, because it's like pea protein. Let me see if I can try and focus that in for you one more time. See if we can try and catch it and just, you know, my lighting here is kind of crazy, but we'll just keep it going here just to kind of see. But it complements the flavor of the Beyond Meat, guys. It really does. I mean, just for overall, for what it is, it does a very nice job of just complementing of what, you know, the flavor of it, like I said. It really, like I said, doesn't taste like beef. The Beyond Meat, I've done it ad nauseum. I've done so many variations of this over the years. But the combination of ingredients on this is just definitely a showpiece with the sauce. So I think I'm kind of liking this a little bit more than the standard double famous star. I mean, it's a different flavor because of the 100% beef goodness, but because I'm so used to eating Beyond Meat, because I do make it often here, we buy it a lot. This is actually really, really tasty. And, you know, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys buy Beyond Meat in the stores, have you noticed? I mean, it's technically a little bit chunkier the way that it's made, but do you guys notice in terms of like the fast food variations? You know, obviously they make them a little bit wider, you know, for what it is there. The appearance looks different. When you see like Beyond Meat raw, and then when you cook it up, it looks a little bit more like meat compared to something like this, if that makes any sense. I mean, this looks like beef initially, but it's different compared to the version you buy in the store for some reason. I don't know. Good times over there. Uncle loves the background. Thank you. We are in the nebula right now. It is definitely a good time over here in outer space land for you guys. You already know. Eat the pickled jalapeno by itself. Okay, good call. Let me see if I can pull one of these up. I already know these are going to be kind of spicy. Let me pull a decent one here, because these are a little, well, they're all kind of little nugs tonight here mostly, but let's see if I can try and focus. That's probably not going to focus right away. Try and get out of the way there. You're probably not even going to see it. My focus is having some problems. We got lighting issues. There we go. Standard pickled jalapeno with some fiery sauce. Hang on. Oh yeah, hot. Chris Brown, Beyond Meat. The Beyond. Oh. Oh. All right, I see what you're doing there. Hang on. Chris Brown, the Burger King Beyond Meat is my fave. That's the Impossible Burger at BK. Definitely a different patty for sure. But for the variation for Carl's and Hardee's, for the Beyond anyway, is pretty nice, guys. It's definitely pretty nice, you know, for what this is. Like I said, you know, the pepper jack cheese, there we go, is non-existent on it, as it usually is, because it just literally, you can't, I don't want to taste anything except extra creaminess because of that. But I really like the overall flavor with it there. So let's go for one more bite and we'll give this one a rating. But guys, a lovely situation. If you like Carl's Jr., obviously if you like Beyond Meat, you're going to give this a go. It's a great alternative and just a delicious variation of what's out there right now. And again, the fiery sauce is off the chain in terms of the heat level and just the creaminess of it. It's really good. One more bite. That's really good. Really good. Drew, Tazzy is always hanging around, and no, good. You know I was going to tell you, Drew, no cutting cats and no nug stealing from Freddy Foodie King either. Wow. This is pretty tasty. The onions, everything on the bottom, just good stuff. Give you one more last shot of this here. See if we can try and focus it. Focus, focus, focus. My focus needs focus. But as you can see, I think you've seen enough of the clear shots to know that this is definitely a decent burger. My only gripe with it, and like I usually say with Carl's Jr., it's expensive. $7.29 for a single patty variation of this. No fries, no drink. It's just what it is. So you're paying for the marketing, you're paying for the name, you're paying for the stickers all over here as well too. So, you know, is it worth $7.29? If you're a fan of alternative styles of beef, or I should say plant-based beef, or plant-based meats, I should say, yeah, I would give it a try at least once. I mean, just to satisfy that itch and that curiosity, because the fiery sauce is the reason to try this, on top of the fact of it is a Carl's Jr. quality made product. I mean, a lot of the stuff I reviewed, especially burger-wise, tends to be pretty high-end in terms of just the flavor for what it is. The BFC earlier last year, that was a January review, I think it was a year ago, with the crispy disc of cheese and any of the Angus thick burgers. Pretty awesome. So as an alternative, this is not bad. But I gotta say, guys, really nice recommendation to give this a go here. And as we're gonna get caught up on the chat here in just a second, hang on one second, let me jump this forward. 72 John Black, where did you get your intro purple effects? Like you're traveling through the tube. It looks very much like my old game Bejeweled. This was a quick search on YouTube. There's a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different things that are out there. So just a standard search and implementing using OBS, essentially. That's pretty much the main thing there. So this is a whole theme, actually. The purple, you know, all the stuff of flying through the tube in the beginning with my intro, and then it gets us to where we are now. You start off in the lobby where it's kind of like we're casually going through space, and then we kick into the stream, and then this is where we're at. So it's all a theme. There's a method to the madness with this. So guys, overall, I'm going to have to give the Beyond Fiery Famous Star Carl's Jr. I'm gonna do like an 8.1, just a little above an 8, because the price it kills this. I mean, the price really does. I don't want to go anything below an 8 because the quality is good. And usually with my reviews, I always base it primarily on the flavor of what it is. But of course, you got to factor the price slightly, but I don't want that to kill this too much because it is a solid recommendation because it is tasty. So I think 8.1 is an adequate score for this. Like I said, it's an alternative to what you already know from Carl's Jr. and Hardee's, but naturally with Beyond Meat. And of course, they needed to do that because they have the license. They use Beyond Meat with a lot of other things. So why not use it with this one, right? So decent score, I think, for that. If you guys agree with that, drop it into the chat over here. Give me a thumbs up if you'd like that score. Give me a thumbs down if you think it should be something else. Just give me a thumbs down if you don't like the score. But I think 8.1, I can't go much higher than that because, you know, it's a nice variation off of the one that I just did. It's just a protein swap. That's pretty much it. So, but again, the sauce is banging on it, and I would recommend it just for that reason alone because it really is pretty good. So Annette's giving it a thumbs up. Asia says he loved it. Very cool. Good times. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to let the wifey try this later too because she likes the Beyond Meat stuff. And again, it is the real deal. It's official. It is Beyond Meat right there, and spicy, absolutely. Rony Boney, what time is it for me? It is 8:26 currently right now. And I'm glad I put these guards on the computer for all the crumbs. Let me move this out of the way. There we go. Great to be on here with you guys. I got to tell you, I was looking forward to this like I do whenever I stream. This is always a blast to do. I am very grateful and humbled always to be able to do this for you guys. It is absolutely a thrill for me. I love creating. I love putting my stuff together for you. And I appreciate you guys being here. Shout outs to everybody here in the chat. We got 69 peeps in the house here right now. I know I've got some family watching as well. Mamacita, Moms, is watching it too. Thanks so much for jumping on. Hello, hello, hello. Big hugs. I miss you. One of these days I will be able to see you with everything going on right now. And to my sister who may be watching as well. Great to see you guys on. Let's see. Yes, almond milk is usually what I drink. That is true. He's answering SG. And I do like boba. I just haven't had it in a while. So I do like boba. So you guys, just so you know, that is not the only review for the stream. We're going to be doing something else here in just a little bit. And we're already almost at the halfway mark already. So you're not going to have to wait too long for it. So, yes, hola familia. You already know. You guys are all part of it. I got to tell you. Scott, I appreciate you love watching the reviews. I have a lot of fun putting them together. Always a lot of fun. Always a lot of fun. So going through the line here, and we'll get back to the chat in just a second here. DCM says to Drew, I respect your opinion on real meat versus fake meat. Hola SG. All right, so Tommy's original, the double chili cheeseburger was pretty amazing to check out. A lot of fun checking that out. Boston Market, obviously we talked about, I believe with that one there, the Nashville hot chicken sandwich. And then before that was actually the fiery double famous star. And then naturally, this past weekend was the first, I think, nuclear bomb review of the year in terms of Pizza Hut's, the Detroit style pizza. With that there, that was just a delicious pizza to check out. And me not being a super pepperoni fan, just so you guys know, I didn't have any choice on what I actually got with that. That was just simply through contact, just to come in and just to try what it was going to be there. I had no idea what I was going to get. So for anyone wondering why didn't I do like the Supremo or something with sausage, I kind of alluded at the end of that review. I think I said all we need is a variant, I think, with a ton of sausage on it, and that's what I would love to see. But am I going to revisit that one again? I don't think I'm going to review it as another review, just because of the flavor of the toppings. It was really just for the main product. But I would definitely get it most likely for like Super Bowl Sunday, you know, hashtag unsponsored. I think that would be kind of cool to get it. But it was definitely a delicious thing to check out. The Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe. Guys, very delicious on that. If you guys have had the spicy chicken, the new one at Chick-fil-A, let me see a chicken leg here in the chat. Let me see how many of you have actually had that, either since the review or shortly before it came out, or, you know, if you guys had access to it early, whatever it is. If you've had that, actually drop a chicken bone or the chicken leg here in the chat. Let's see how many of you guys have had that. I had a lot of fun with that one. Haven't tried Cambodia food, Ronnie. Haven't tried. Ed Keaton's got a thumbs up. Doritos 3D is good. Yes, I had a lot of fun checking that on the stream with you guys. Good times. But yes, good situation. Ben Nguyen. Okay, we got all the chicken legs coming in here right now. And yes, Chris, spicy nugs are back. We were talking about that. Absolutely. Good times, good times. Chick-fil-A really did a really good job with that that sandwich. I got to be honest. That was very, very delicious to check out. Roni, I want to see you try Mr. Beast Burger. Already on the channel, Roni. Do a search for any of those things you might want to be interested to see me try. Chances are I may have a review already produced for it there. I did one of the first Mr. Beast reviews that came out when that actually came out. I think it was like about a month or so ago. That was a good time with that too. McDonald's will have a new McLean coming soon. That would be interesting. From back in the day. But back to Chick-fil-A, that cilantro lime sauce, I was really conflicted by trying that for that reason, because I'm not really a super fan, but thankfully it was mostly ranchy, if anything. Se habla español? No, Annette, that's about the extent of my Spanish, with the exception of a few other words which we will not disclose here. But not too much past that. Not too much past that. So yes, great footage. I definitely enjoyed putting the Chick-fil-A video together. Naturally, that chicken looked amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was a really, really good situation with that. Terrence, Popeye's chocolate beignets were great too. Not when I reviewed them. Not when I reviewed them. I saw a couple of reviews of that actually, and the people that I watched had no idea. They didn't care for it either. I liked watching a lot of the newer class that are beginning to kind of come up as well. So I got to tell you, it was really fun to kind of see just the range of things that were being told. And unfortunately, I don't know if it's a training thing, but I got like 0 powdered sugar on what I got. It just was not good. Just was not good when I reviewed it. So no bueno on the chocolate beignets with that. Let's see. Roni, you're awesome. You're awesome. I appreciate you. Jackie Hero, McPlant is supposed to be coming out, I think, in the US. Not sure. Yes, that's actually, I think they're creating their own variant, and they're not going to be using Beyond Meat or Impossible. I think they're working with another company to actually produce something. And that's right. I think that's right. I remember reading that a while back. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited for that. Obviously, everyone is looking forward to their chicken sandwiches, of course. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see. You have to figure out better consistency. They need to figure out better consistency with their spicy nuggets. Well, I've only had it one time since it's been back, you know, that we just talked about earlier, Ian. I'll have to try it again to see if it's the same or better. Well, same or better. We'll see. Anthony, what is your favorite fast food place? Most likely, well, on occasion when I like to get it, which is In-N-Out, maybe like twice a month. But more often than not, I'm usually hitting up Mickey D's, usually to get my coffees, to get my drinks, primarily. Not so much like the food. I mean, every once in a while, I'll get like a McDouble or something like that, but nothing crazy besides that. I do tend to go to El Pollo Loco more than anything to get the chicken. That's primarily a main staple of my diet is chicken, believe it or not. Aside from the reviews that you see me do here on the channel as well. Let's see here. Joel, live stream is the highlight of my Friday night. Joel, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Man, thank you so much for the generous donation as well. I appreciate all of you guys for doing that there. I got to tell you, it really just it blows me away every time I see you guys do those things. And I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. And of course, official sponsors and supporters of the channel always, Jay Nepper, aka Joel, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Drifter, what's going on? Thanks for the awesome review of the Tommy Burger. You did it. Yes, I had to jump on over there finally, and have no fear because the chili cheese fries are coming. So I already know, I alluded that to in the video, and you guys have that to look forward to in the near future here. We'll kind of space that out just a little bit, but that one's already ready to go not too far from now for you as well. Ben Nguyen, BK, and McDonald's will be fighting for the healthy burger. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It is really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. So good times indeed, guys. Do a Costco food review. Roni, I've already done one. I think I did the chicken bake. I think it was one of those things. I think it was the chicken bake, and then also their double cheeseburger that was actually testing as well. So that was kind of a boo-boo situation with that. I remember from back in the day. Where did you get your intro music? That was designed from a certain website at the time when I purchased my logo. And actually not my logo, but the actual intro. And then I retrofit it and put my own stuff into it as well. So I didn't actually, coordinate that or anything. That was a licensed purchase. Let's see. Have I ever done a review of Zappos Voodoo Chips? No, I have not, Crawford Joseph. I have not. That may be something maybe to look into. I love doing those types of things on the stream. So naturally, of course, we have the main fast food content. That's the main staple of the channel that you always see there. But I always save the other stuff for the streams, which is always fun because I love getting the instant feedback from you guys, which is always fun to do. Nehemiah is back. Very cool. Your nephew is distracting you. I'm glad you are back. Welcome to the stream. We're going to get started in the second review in another 5 minutes or so. And just so you guys know, we do. I'm starting to put some timestamps for certain things that I think need to have it on the live streams, considering how they're like over an hour long. So for people that just want to see the reviews and want to jump right to them, if you're catching this on the replay, take a look at the description box down below. You probably have already, but just in case you haven't, you'll find them down below. You'll be able to jump right to points of interest, usually the main reviews, you know, that type of thing as well. Crawford, what's been your favorite review in 2020 you've done? Well, I got to be honest, right now, since we're still in January or just about to end it, it's probably going to be the Pizza Hut one, to be honest, because I had a lot of fun doing that. It was just fun to do. That was delish. And so far, that review has been doing amazing as well. So very happy with how things are moving with that for sure. Let's see, Chiefs or Bucks. You know what? I got to be honest. I am not interested in either, to be honest. I'm going to watch the game, but I don't really have a preference one way or another. All I know is that Tom Brady is back in it again, so it's a little anticlimactic. I got to be honest, wherever that guy goes, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm definitely looking forward to the game, you know, if anything there. But of course, I'll be watching to see what happens, like all of you guys will as well. And yes, the Detroit pizza looked delicious. I got to tell you, that thing, when I popped the top on that, I was like, oh my God, that was so crazy. I mean, it looked amazing. The regular pepperoni, the little cup pepperonis, the caramelization of the little cups, a little bit of that light oil on the inside. And that's coming from somebody who's not really into pepperoni like that. I like it. It's okay. It's just not my go-to. But man, that was good times, good times. So I'm glad you enjoyed that one there. Have you seen it? The Big Fish sandwiches are back right now. Yes, Arby's is definitely doing it up. They're bringing back a lot of what they've had last year, actually. And being that we're about to get into the season of Lent, not far from now, so you know all the fish things are coming. So naturally, with Arby's leading the charge initially, and of course now we have Church's back with the shrimp being added to their Texas tenders, which again, if you haven't seen that review, that is live right now as well. Interesting on that one there. Supposedly a new recipe. It was more peppery, more cracked pepper. You know, here's the funny story about that. Aside from, like I said, I found that yesterday when I was actually going to have my car done. I worked on that. I actually messaged over to Chew Boom about this, and they had just posted an article on it, which was hilarious. So I read the article. This was after everything was done. We were walking back to where we were going to go get our shop and to pick up the car. And I was like, wow, that he's fast. I mean, this literally just came out right then and there. And there you go. So it was a good time. It was definitely a good time with that there. So I guess it was supposed to have garlic. It was supposed to have a few things. They didn't really know inside Church's aside from just what it is up on the window. And I was just like, okay. And they couldn't find the sauce. Then they found the sauce. So it was interesting. It was very interesting. 80 peeps in the house right now. Looks like we've got 73 currently. My birth year in effect. We're going to see it go up and down, but that's an amazing number already, guys. I appreciate you jumping on here right now. Larry Nguyen is what's better, Marvel or DC? I would say Marvel for the movies and DC for the comics, even though I do prefer Batman. You know, naturally, of course, Batman is my dude right there. So without a doubt, easy recommendation for good old Bats. Let's see. In-N-Out will put out their own Beyond Meat burger. Ed Keaton, you'll never see that. They have their own main thing. And they don't deviate from it either. I think the last thing they added, Ed, was hot chocolate, which I reviewed on the channel a few years back too there. So they don't change the menu at all, which is probably a good thing because simplicity, you know, and the menu is good. Portal player, someone's not seeing what my content has come out with the last couple of weeks there. I've already done the fiery burger, and we actually just did it tonight again with the Beyond Meat variant. But if you're watching this on the replay, you know this already, so I'm not going to roast you too much, but definitely that's already been done here on the channel. This year I'm going to make it a point to try the Shamrock Shake. I would recommend you do. That's good times right there. Favorite food for Roni? You know what? I'm a huge fan of pizza and burgers and chicken. I got to be honest. The main stuff. But I love pizza. I absolutely love it. Along with the mint chocolate shake, white cheddar mac and cheese back at Arby's. Yes, you already know what it is. It's good times. All right, jumping on in here. Let's see. You guys are seeing 87 peeps. I'm seeing 65, unless a bunch of people just dropped off right now. They're about to miss the second review that's about to start here in 30 seconds. Which, if you guys are ready for the next review, let me see a thumbs up here in the chat just to make sure you guys are all with it. Churches took their Oreo cheesecake off the menu now. We'll see if that comes back. We'll see if that comes back. We'll have to see what happens with that there. So as the chat is waiting to catch up, Domino's or Pizza Hut, which is better? I got to admit, I love the Domino's Pan Pizza. The Domino's Pan Pizza, I think, has got the edge right now. They're really, really good stuff. So here come the thumbs ups. There we go. Seeing 68, Scott. Very cool. Hey, I'm very, very grateful for you guys being here. The people that we have here on the chat is an awesome situation. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being here right now. Michael Domer, thumbs up. Pan Domino's is the bomb, Chris Brown. You already know what it is. I had a blast checking out that cheesesteak, Philly cheesesteak with that too. That review, I love that review from Domino's that I put together. That was a really, really good pizza. Annette says Pizza Hut is not good, but with a different word. I got to keep it family friendly. So, E wants to know if we're going to be reviewing Lady Gaga Oreos. You guys think it's a Lady Gaga situation on the channel tonight? Really? Really? Popeyes also removed mac and cheese, as well as I think their Cajun rice and green beans, if I'm not mistaken, I read. So we'll have to see. Joel, we got the thumbs up as well. Okay, guys, with Super Bowl literally being like a couple of weeks away, how could I not do some game day chili flavored chips from Lay's? I've been looking for these. I haven't seen any reviews of these because I didn't want to have anything spoiled with it. But game day chili action right now. Domino's Pan is hugely underrated according to E. Ricard. I would agree, but you know what? I never heard anything actually bad about it, to be honest. I mean, I guess maybe they should advertise a little bit more, possibly, but it's delicious. I mean, it is delicious. But game day chili action right over here. Drifter Nomad, have you heard of Mr. Beast Burger? They just launched. Drifter, you got to check my channel. I've got 2 reviews from them on my channel. Not that long ago, too. But take a look at that. Definitely the Mr. Beast style burger in there as well. Larry Nguyen heard some Batman is a creepy superhero. Well, when you think about it, he's running around at night. His parents were murdered. He's got psychological problems, but he really takes it to the bad guys with a vengeance as a vigilante. I guess he could be a little creepy, but scary at the same time. But I wanted to give these a shot. Game day chili. I figured, how can this replicate in a potato chip, guys? Take a look at what they're kind of showing here. Now, these are always the dead giveaway. Sour cream, cheddar cheese, and like beefy flavor, maybe with some bean action in there as well. So game day chili flavored. You know, I like to do at least a couple of reviews on these streams here from Lay's. So very curious to see if you guys have had this here. Drop a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know you've actually tried these. So as I'm eating these here, and I'm going to be casually looking at the stream, I'll give these a go. Carlos just got the Lady Gaga Oreos today. Very cool. Very cool. I've seen them in the stores, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do another Oreo. We did Oreos recently, not that long ago, and those literally look like they're just the Chromatica emblems and like a colored cream. It's marketing for what it is. But let's give this a shot. As you guys can see, we've got the usual. Look at all the air. Look at this bag. Look how ridiculous this bag is. In terms, there's nothing in this. There's nothing in this whatsoever. I am not a fan of this already. How many ounces in this? 7 3/4 ounces, guys. 7 3/4. Michael Domer's got the thumbs up. Look at that. I don't know. I am already not feeling. This was $2.50, and you know what? They're advertising this as $3.79, but it's quote unquote on sale for $2.50, and I think that's about right considering what I'm looking at here. Man, that is no bueno already. Bag is definitely feeling empty, but take a look at this chip. This thing is heavy, heavily seasoned. Look at that. That actually looks pretty decent. That actually looks pretty decent. I don't know. Jose says he's expecting Frito chili cheese flavor. I'm hoping that's not what it is, but I am really digging that. I mean, that looks really good, guys. I got to admit, this really does. So let's see. Hearty cook-off crispy touchdown, according for this from Game Day Chili. Let's give it a shot. Tex-Mex spicing. It's not Frito-Lay. Heavy Tex-Mex. Wow. With a little bit of the creaminess of the Cool lightly in the back. And that could be because I'm kind of salivating slightly, because this is really beginning to make me water just a little bit. But heavy Tex-Mex chip. Heavy Tex-Mex chip right now. I don't know. I mean, I'm not getting any beefy flavor. I'm not really getting any cheesy flavor. It's got like a little back end spice, but Tex-Mex. It's a Tex-Mex chip. Game day chili. I guess it is, but I'm not impressed. I am not impressed with this, but for a Tex-Mex flavor, that's a little lackluster. I gotta be honest, but I was expecting more. I expected a little bit more of like a cheesy type of flavor with like beefiness, because they've done that pretty well in the past. But more Tex-Mex, and I keep showing the side because I want you guys to see that right there. It would be better with dip. I think that's the intention with it, Drew. I think so. But this is actually, it's okay. I mean, but it's Tex-Mex. That's what it is. It's a Tex-Mex chip. I mean, again, just to give you an idea, it feels heavily seasoned and it looks heavily seasoned. See if I can try and focus that. There you go. But look at that. It really is nicely coated. These are sprayed pretty nicely. So it is heavy on the Tex-Mex flavor, but I'm not getting anything else above and beyond that. And naturally, if I'm seeing sour cream and cheese, you know, those are like the little accoutrement that goes with this stuff, I would be like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's good. It's not bad, but it's not blowing my socks off with what it's supposed to be. What are some of the ingredients on this? Because, you know, I never looked at this stuff before we do this because I always want to go in blind. But potatoes, obviously. All right. It says it's got cheddar cheese in it. I'm not getting that at all. Maybe that's what's giving me that little back end creaminess at the end. Onion powder, maltodextrin, salt, spices, citric acid, garlic powder, paprika. So it's essentially the essence of chili, is kind of what it is. I mean, the ingredients seem pretty natural. There's really nothing crazy artificial in this that I'm seeing on here, aside from sunflower, corn oil, vegetable oil, just the basic stuff that you'd find. Sugar, of course. But the maltodextrin's made from corn. So, I mean, it's okay. I mean, like I said, for what this is, for the game day situation, for obviously Super Bowl, this is good. But I think, Drew, I think you're right. I think it's made for dipping. Obviously, this is going to go well, I think, with dips, because whatever you're going to mix with this, you're going to get a nice little Tex-Mex action. So the delivery mechanism, excuse me, to get this going works well, because this is, I think, meant to be used, maybe just meant to be actually put into chili. I got to be honest, the way this is being advertised, I probably want to maybe put these in a can of chili. I have cans of chili in the pantry here. Maybe I'd want to consider doing that, but just as a flavor on its own, calling this game day chili, it's a little bit of a stretch, but I think I see what they're going with this here. I mean, that's fine for what it is. This may have worked better, I think, as a kettle chip because of the extra oil that you get with those. And it's just a different experience. So I think maybe the kettle variant would have been a better way to go. But I like this. I mean, it's decent. SG, Lame Day Chili. It's good. I'm not going to say it's like Super Bowl worthy. Maybe a high school football game day chip, you know, for what it is, you know? But like I said, game day chili, Tex-Mex chip, 7 out of 10. I'm not going to go much higher than that. This is just, it's definitely above average. I'm going to eat these. I think the wifey's going to like this too. But quality-wise, what they're selling here, and again, they're showing it on the back too. Look at all that. Hearty, you're seeing the ingredients. I'm expecting a cheesy type of flavor with this. I am just not getting it with this at all. And again, the spicing is straight Tex-Mex. It almost feels like El Paso packets of Tex-Mex that you get at Walmart or Target or any of those places. That's exactly what this tastes like, actually, now that I think about it. So 7 out of 10, not bad. Is it not something to avoid? Absolutely not. I would recommend trying it. $2.50, I think, is as much as I'd go with this. If you can get it cheaper, even better. There's like nothing in this, literally 3/4 of this bag. When they say 7 3/4 ounces, 3/4 of the bag is empty. So maybe 7 ounces is what you're getting here, because literally the rest is just, I hate when they do this. Look at that. It's so not worth it. It's all air. No bueno situation. I almost feel like I want to dock at one point just for that very reason alone. 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10 right now, we'll say. I'll be generous. 6.5 out of 10. But it's all right. Is it worth peeping out? Yeah, I'd recommend trying it, but don't pay $3.79 for that or anything above it. It is not worth your time. Definitely not worth your time at that price point. So no bueno. No bueno. And that, let's see, I couldn't watch the review. It really grossed me out. I have had a horrible headache, made me worse. Whoa. Which review are you talking about, Annette? What did I miss here? Couldn't watch the review. It really grossed me out. Have a horrible headache and made me worse. Oh, man, I'm so sorry about that. I am so sorry. Well, at least you turned away, whatever it is. What did I miss here? What did I miss? Zach and Dad, I would love to try the new Coke with coffee. Actually, I haven't seen them in the stores here. That stuff is always on the low for me in terms of me getting some of these items. Whenever I see these things, it's like, oh, I know I will eventually have them like a month or so down the line. So if I do come across that, I'd love to try it. I'm a huge fan of Coke anyway that way, so I'd love to try that. Yes, E. Cans from scratch. If I had the ability to have from chili from scratch, that would be an amazing situation. But you know, to have the go between in between naturally the freshly made stuff and the canned stuff, I think just about everybody has a can or two, I would think, of something like that in their pantry or cupboard. So yeah, you can't beat the real deal, and believe me, I know that. Michael Domeyer didn't like the chips either. Had it with sour cream and it was good. Okay, Drew. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. E, I'm just waiting for the marketing trend for the Beyond and Impossible flavor things. Yeah, you know what? It's on its way. Believe me, it's on its way. Portable player. Have I gotten a new Series X or PS5 yet? No, I'm gonna wait for the mid-range versions before I upgrade my stuff. I'm not playing that game again. When I got my Xbox One and PS4, and then like a year and a half, 2 years later, they did the pro versions of everything up. I decided, or the X version for Xbox, I'm like, yeah, I'll wait for the mid-range there. So there's nothing that I need to play instantly right now. They just needed to get the machines out, and they're all remasters of games that are available right now, mostly with an occasional exclusive, but it's not worth the cost price of admission right now yet for that. So I am definitely going to hold off for sure. Dom, so irritating opening the bag and it's nothing but air and half the bag of chips. If that, Dom, if that. You already know it's that just, I felt it instantly as soon as I was opening it up, and I felt the air just, and I knew it was going to be like nothing. So yeah, that is not worth reviewing on its own. I'm sorry. I say that's one of the reasons I like doing these types of things for the streams, because we can look at it together and just either say yay or nay and then just move on from it, because it's just, no, that's just not my cup of tea. Let's see. So it's not all that in a bag of chips, Drew. Slick, very true, very true. You already know. Oh, let's see here. Carlos, small bag would be empty from Maryland. Sullivan, very cool. Vanilla Coke coffee. Hey, don't knock it till you try it, some of these things. I mean, of course, you can't beat the standard Coke, and naturally the bottled Cokes, the Mexican Cokes in the bottles, of course, using real cane sugar are the best variations to have for that, you know, for sure. Randy, yes, we did the Doritos 3D recently here on the live stream. I think it was the stream before last. Take a look at that one there in the playlist. For sure. Try eating it with the burger from earlier from Roni Boney. No, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that for sure. Let's see. Going down the line here. Real cane sugar drinks sound heaven. Absolutely, Nikki, you already know. I mean, anything that's a pure natural ingredient, and there's such a different, like a distinct taste. Now, naturally, having Coke from the bottle is a better thing anyway. But yes, it is really, really good. Good times indeed there. Costco sells them too, by the way, which is pretty awesome. So you can actually, I think it's like $19.99 for a 24 pack or something like that too there. What is this? E. So the 24 count case, not being overnighted over your way, no bueno and no Cervantes. Let's see. Have I tried the whatchamacallit? Have I tried the POG Passion Orange Guava Juice from Randy Molino? I have not. I have not tried that. Good times from Freddy Foodie King. You already know. You already know, Freddy. All right. Any plans to the store to buy more snacks from Armando? I think I'm going to be good with, I think, the game day for right now. But naturally, as we get closer and closer to Super Bowl Sunday, for the week after, we'll have to obviously make our way on over and get some stuff. And yes, I think I saw up here, Armando, Domino's Pizza Cheeseburger Pizza is good. Yes, it is. You already know. You already know. Let's see here. My chat is not quite matching what you guys are seeing on the screen here, so I'm trying to jump around. Armando, yes, the Sour Patch Kids has a new ice cream. I've seen that, actually. I've seen that in the stores. Let's see. Queso con chili is good from Armando. Very cool. Drew, what's for dinner tonight? Mediterranean food, actually. We're actually going to be having some, I guess they call it kefka, I guess for beef, I guess for what that is. And obviously the rice, and we have like, you know, the garlic paste and all that good stuff to go with. So that's going to be tonight because of the rainy situation. Even though it's the rain has stopped for right now, it is crazy cold, crazy cold. So I'm going to be staying in tonight, catching up on WandaVision from the episode from today. I have to watch an episode of The Stand. I'm basically just catching up on shows tonight. I want to kind of disconnect after I get this stream ready to go for tomorrow. Naturally, you guys will find this available. If you're watching this after 12 p.m. on Saturday the 30th, then you already know it's already live now. So guys, we got 68 peeps in the house here right now. I appreciate you jumping on here for the last 5 minutes or so of the stream tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you guys enjoyed that, let me see the 2 fingers up on the screen here, not just the thumbs up, but the 2 fingers for peace. If you guys enjoyed the stream for tonight here with the with content, hopefully you guys did. I had a lot of fun doing this, as I always do. Freddy Foodie King, lovely situation tonight. I appreciate it. You already know. Carlos Bustamante, I was just thinking about ice cream right now. You should go do ice cream on the live, maybe. Maybe something, if something is warranted to check out, I think that would be good. I think I'll have to maybe see about that in the near future. Ice cream and me don't necessarily mix unless it's like a lactose-free type of thing. So we got the 2 thumbs up popping in here. Marilyn Sullivan, I appreciate you. Scott Messerschmidt, I appreciate that as well. I appreciate that. Obi-Wan Cannoli, very cool. And Freddie, I appreciate that as well. Portal Player, do you think it will be over soon? Hopefully. Like I said, I would assume this is the year of everyone getting inoculated with things to help us. You know, I don't want to use the V word here on YouTube for things. You don't know. I'm a little weird about that stuff. But this is the year of trying to get that in there. And I think as we begin 2022, I think it will be in a little bit of a better place here. But right now we're in the middle of probably the worst part of it for obvious reasons because of the weather and things going on. So I'm going to hold a good thought. And if you guys want to put some prayer hands up here in the chat for that, to hold a good thought for it, absolutely. I would recommend it. And Joel, yes, we're going to be peacing out in just a few minutes here. Maybe a little bit past 4, but you already know. Randy Molina with the 2 thumbs up as well. And I appreciate that. You already know. It is BD Weekend E. You already know too. Did you know that? Yes, I saw Kraft was coming out with pink mac candy and mac and cheese. That is just crazy. That is just crazy. Well, you know, we're going to start seeing all the holiday themed stuff. I'm seeing it already with Twinkies and the cupcakes and stuff they have in the stores here, the berry mixed. And there go the hands. We got Nehemiah with the prayer hands and the 2 thumbs or the 2 fingers up as well. Very cool. Appreciate that. Roni, do boba in a canned drink that they review and sell that online. We'll have to see about those bobas, those ones that are kind of that you make or something like that, that you put them together in that way. That'd be kind of cool maybe to check out. Let's see. Dr. Pepper corn candy, Larry. You know, when we get around like to that time, I think we'll have to sing that. We'll have to sing that too. So what is this I'm hearing here? That there is a birthday girl in the midst, I should say. Annette Cervantes, where you at? Where you at, Annette? Where you at? There we go. Oh, I see it here. I got you. It's a birthday weekend for Annette. Birthday weekend. I'm not going to say how old you are. I think I know. I think you mentioned what it was going to be. But just so you guys know, obviously the cat is out of the bag right now. You're seeing it here in the chat. Annette Cervantes has got a birthday. So we're definitely going to sing to you right now, Annette. You already know what it is. So here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Annette Cervantes. I'm adding your last name so people know who you are. Happy birthday to you. And many more. That's so cool. Congratulations. Health, happiness, and success, as always, like I always say, in that order, because of course, naturally, given with what's going on right now, you already know what it is. But a very happy birthday to Annette, another major supporter of the channel as well. And I do appreciate you always being here and always taking part in the chat here and definitely making yourself known, and being a fan of a lot of the other people that are in the chat here as well too, on top of the people in the chat being fans of you at the same time. So everyone's got a lot of love for you as well. If you guys want to put some birthday cakes into the chat so we can light it up as we round this one out, that would be amazing. But good times and a very happy birthday to you, Annette. Thank you for all that you do, of course. And you're very important to all the people around you, and especially here online, here in the chat too. We greatly enjoy having you in the midst of us all here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You got plenty of the hearts, plenty of love, plenty of everything going on in there. Check it all. Look at all the cakes. Look at all the love and adulation going in there right now. That is a lovely, lovely situation. Lovely situation. That's awesome. Very happy birthday to you. This year is going to be easily your year, because obviously coming off of 2020, anything is an improvement. So we've got, the bar is set low from last year, but that only means it's going to be crazy amazing for you this year. So congratulations to you there, and a very happy birthday to you. That's awesome. That's awesome. And a woo, 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 Joey's voice from Annette. That's awesome. That's good times. That's good times. Well, guys, super fun tonight. We're going to round this one out here in just a couple of minutes. Looking forward to the next reviews coming up there. There should be some biggies coming again this coming week. Always working on stuff. Always got things in the hopper, as you guys know. So naturally, you'll have stuff to look forward to. After the review going live Saturday, which is this replay, if you're watching this on Saturday, you may see something possibly on Sunday, most likely Monday or Tuesday, I'm thinking. Just given the way that the schedule is, and also giving a little bit of breathing room to whatever it is come out already there. Because there's some pretty big reviews that have come out right there. So some really, really good stuff there. Larry Nguyen, I've done a few Taco Bell secret menu items. Take a look at the Hulk burrito, the Incredible Hulk burrito, and the Superman burrito in my Taco Bell playlist there. That's some good times, good times. Zach and Dad, tonight was fun. Hope you have great plans this weekend. Thank you so much, Zach. I'm going to be literally quarantining and watching shows and editing and putting some stuff, getting ready to try and stay a little bit more ahead of it this coming week, so that way, I can catch up on more of my shows. I'm trying to balance, but it's like it's not working for me. So my wife is way ahead in terms of the stuff that she's watching, and I'm like so far behind with things. So we'll have to see about that. But super, super fun tonight. And again, just a lot of fun being on here with you guys. I got to tell you, it really, I look forward to these, absolutely. And even though by the end of the stream, my voice is almost shot, I'm actually doing okay right now. So I really enjoy doing this stuff with you guys on the daily. And it's every week, it's really, really a lot of fun. Paola, thanks so much for jumping on. You be safe as well. Thanks so much for jumping in here. I appreciate you. Take care. Take care to everybody here in the chat. Who else do we have on here real quick? Let's see. Kyle Broussard, must have missed you earlier. I didn't see Kyle in there. I mean, we got a bunch of people in here right now, but I appreciate you guys just doing the do. You are the man. It's like KPL Alphadorf. Very cool. I appreciate you jumping in. That's so cool. You guys are just awesome right now. But like I said, shout outs to all of you guys here in the chat, and especially to the mods for holding it down, and definitely the interaction. I love watching you guys interact and chat with each other while I'm doing my thing and having me jump into the mix. It's always a lot of fun. And Ned, I appreciate you. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream as well. A very happy birthday to you. Good times indeed. SG is asking if you're ready for your legal first drink. I think you'll be all right. Good times. Carl Broussard, shout outs to you as well. Lucy, good night. Thanks so much for jumping on. Good times indeed. Lynn Singer, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Love you guys. Carl Broussard loves Domino's as well. You already know. I mean, I usually get that a little bit more often than not. That 2-topping pan pizza for $8.99 is a guilty pleasure. I mean, even though it's not super big, it's not super large, it's like right in the middle. 4 slices or 3 or 4 slices of that, and you're good. I mean, it's really, really good times. It's really good times. So good times indeed, guys. Good times. So the last few things here in the chat as we round it out. It's going to be a very, very cold weekend here in Southern Cali right now. Hopefully you guys are staying as warm as you can. And yes, Larry, well aware of Kobe this past, I think it was the 26th or 27th, I think, when that happened. Yeah, it's been a rough count. Hard to believe it's been a year since all this happened. And that's really where everything began to go what it was for 2020 from that point. So not a good situation with that. I was with my mom at an El Torito all-you-can-eat buffet the day that happened with Kobe. And people were like kind of gasping and things were as commotion in the bar area. And walked over there and saw that, that had gone on, and how foreign it feels not to be able to be in places like that right now, the way things are. It feels like it was so long ago. So brighter days ahead for each and every one of you guys. Prayer hands to each and every one of you guys as well. I appreciate you guys greatly for being on here and for being the positive force that you are, and for being the audience for me, to allow me to do what I do here on the channel. It really means a lot to me to be able to do this and interact with you guys. And then naturally, having you guys do the same here in the chat. This is my way to kind of give back a little bit as well, because it's so hard to answer all the comments on all my stuff lately, especially with the way my release schedule is and all these new things coming out. just putting things out and the content being put out there. So I'm trying to make it a point to connect with you guys, because I think on a personal level, I enjoy doing that. I like being able to look at the camera directly and know that I'm looking at each and every one of you guys individually, no matter where you may be around the country, around the world. It's always so awesome to be able to kind of do this there. So I hope this is good enough for you guys at the same time, because I definitely try my best for these. But again, I wouldn't be able to do what I do without you guys. And of course, I love to create. So watch for more fun, amazing stuff to come, as always, here on the channel as 2021 is in motion, guys. We're now keep moving it forward. Keep moving it forward. Joel Nepper says you should end it by saying, "And I'm out. Stay frosty." Well, we'll do that actually. I think we'll do that tonight, Joel. I think we'll do that tonight. So let me jump back on over here to my main chat software for OBS. There we go. So I have access to my controls, and we'll call it a night here in just a second too. Larry, good talking to you as well. Good talking to all of you guys. And again, shout outs to each and every one of you for making it onto the chat tonight. The end of the stream, January 29th, to everybody. Obviously, you guys are official sponsors. You will find your names down below in the description, of course. I appreciate you guys greatly. It is really an amazing experience being here with you again. Jackie Hero, can only do so much. All good. You already know. Jackie, I appreciate you for what you do as well. All of you guys here that are putting content out and doing it on the daily basis, or when you do put it out, you know, as long as you're putting it out, I got to tell you, it makes a difference to everybody who's watching, of interest. There's always something to take a look at and review and do, and it is what it is. Poppy Eats, what it do? Thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you there. You good night as well. Night to you. And I will definitely catch up with you guys here on the flip side. And with that, in the words of Joel Nepper, as we begin to round this one out here right now, let me just get this ready. There we go. We got it in effect. There we go. All right. So with that, we're closing it out. The Trips, thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Larry, you definitely are an awesome dude. I appreciate that. And Tanette, happy birthday to everybody else. Michael, freezing it and back in Detroit over there. You stay, you know, don't stay frosty. Stay nice and warm, please. It's crazy. So with that, this is Ian K officially closing out the live stream for January 29th. Guys, the next time I see you, we're going to be in a new month into 2021 already. It's just crazy right now. It's just crazy to think about how quickly this year is going to go by. Let's just keep it moving, stay safe, and by all means, like I always say, I've got brand new content every single week here on my channel. So wait, stay tuned for the next review coming real soon. In the meantime, I'm out. Stay frosty. Joel, was that good enough? We kind of mixed it. We kind of blended it right there, but hopefully you thought that was all right. I'm going to be in the chat for just a few here until YouTube kicks it off right when I click the stop streaming. So I'll try and answer and say goodbye to as many of you guys as possible. But thanks to the 80 plus peeps that are in the house here right now. Joel, cool. I'm glad you like that. We blended it. We blended it. But it was definitely a lovely situation, Marilyn, and I appreciate that at the very end there. You already know what it is. So guys, again, stay safe, stay frosty, have an amazing weekend, stay warm, and I will catch you guys on the next stream, the next piece of content coming very, very soon. I'll talk to you later, and one last time, we out. Peace. Stay frosty.